new video, and today we are going to be installing wheel spacers on the Tesla. So the wheel spacers I got this off of Facebook Marketing. I got a 15mm spacer, and if you guys don't know what the specs or the wheel specs is for the Tesla Model Y and the Tesla Model 3, it's a 5x114.3 bolt pattern, 64.1 center bore, and a 14x1.5 studs. So 14x1.5, what does that mean? So what essentially is that 14x1.5 is the 14, it's a 14mm, the diameter of the stud, and the length is a 1.5. So this is the length. Sometimes it could be 1.25 or whatever, depending on what car. So make sure you guys get these specs in order to have it properly mounted on your car. It doesn't matter of the width of the wheel spacer. It could be a 5mm, 3mm, 15, 20, 25, right? It doesn't matter. When it comes to 15mm and above, you gotta make sure you guys get wheel studs that comes with it. So for example, this one. And when it comes to a 10, 5, 3, it doesn't really need these studs at all. You might need extended studs on your hub for those. So the pros and cons of running wheel spacers on your vehicle is very drastic. So the pros when it comes to wheel spacers is that it helps push the wheel out for a flush fitment, or for a better fitment just in case if you guys want to continue using stocks, or you guys got aftermarket wheels that are incorrect on offsets. Let's say if you're running a BBK, a big brake kit, right? And your wheels, the stocks or aftermarket wheels don't fit, you need at least like 5mm of clearance. That's where the wheel spacers comes in. So it's very essential to help give you clearance and good fitment. Now coming to the cons is that it could wear out the wheel bearing because of the leverage. So basically the wheels that are designed for the vehicle already was perfectly engineered specifically for that vehicle so it could perform how it should be prematurely, which means that sooner or later the wheel bearing can go out. Who knows? Come to the second reason why it's also a con is that depending on which wheel spacers you get, make sure it's forged, right? Forged aluminum. They're less likely to break on you. When it comes to casting, any slight bumps or uneven pavement can crack a casted wheel spacer heavily. It's like running a casted wheel. Hit a bump, boom, it cracks, right? So when it comes to forged material, they're less likely to crack. But the only benefit about it is that if let's say if you get into an accident or something, it will just bend or it'll have a ding. But in general, these are a lot more stronger than the casted wheel spacer. What am I going to be doing with the 15mm wheel spacer is that I'm going to be putting it on the rear. So I want this wheel to stick out just a little bit more. As you can see, it's kind of pretty tucked in right now. The fitment isn't as best as it should be. So by adding a wheel spacer to the rear wheels, since this wheel is a positive 45, so adding a 15mm wheel spacer will be making it a positive 30. So you subtract 15 from 45 and it becomes 30. So which means it's gonna come stick out. For example, this side already has the wheel spacer installed, and you can see how flush that's sitting. Most people on the Tesla Model Y are running 20mm wheel spacers on the rear, but I'm just going to run the 15 because I do want to make sure I clear any driveways, pavements, just in case, because I don't want my wheel to be touching any of the plastic clips from this plastic fender. There's like one right here, one right here, and one right here, so I just want to be extra careful. One thing about wheel spacers I do want to point out to you guys is that these nuts that are provided by the wheel spacers and from the brand, eventually they can get seized, right? And I do highly suggest you guys do this. Every 2 weeks, you guys jack up the car, loosen these lugs, just regularly. You don't have to loosen them all the way, just loosen them up enough where you could twist it by hand, and then re-torque it. Over time, as you do this every 2 weeks, these nuts won't get seized. And I do recommend that you guys take your time on loosening these up, because these nuts can strip very easily if you guys don't do it properly and torque it properly. So get the right socket. Don't even, these sockets are 3/4 for me at least. These are 3/4. Don't get like a 21 mil or like a 20 mil and then hope for the best. Get the right socket, because you guys don't want to be stuck in the pain where you guys have to get these things off. It's seized or stripped. It's a pain in the ass. I can guarantee you, I went through this before. Don't do it. Do it correctly the first time so you guys don't have to make the same mistake as I did. Now that you got this installed and properly torqued, again, I would like to state that I'm not sure if every Tesla model is different in torque spec, but for this one, this is the standard rear-wheel drive. I torqued it to 110 labels all around, just to make sure nothing comes off and all that. And then after that, throw on the wheel. Obviously, torque the wheel to the same spec as these, and then take it for a test drive. Let everything all break in. Obviously, we need to make sure everything's all good to go. Check the clearance and all that, and you're pretty much set to go. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and take into consideration if you guys want to get wheel spacers or not. Take advantage of the pros and cons. And remember, before purchasing wheel spacers, make sure you guys have a purpose of what you guys want to do with them. Do you guys want to do a fitment or like clearance issue or anything like that? Just figure out what you guys want before purchasing these sets of wheel spacers, because these are not cheap. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.